Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and right now you can get this sweet Scoop Soldier sticker when you order over at cardkingdom.com. Just mention in your order notes that you want a Scoop Soldier sticker when you go to checkout. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds. So last week, on our Against Odds poll, it was Gallia of the Endless Dance sneaking out a win just barely by like a couple of votes over Storm Herald. So today, we're adding to standard play deck I'm calling Gallia's Discard Party. Basically, when I sat down to build a Gallia deck, my first instinct is, well, Gallia's a Satyr Lord, so we're going to play Satyr Tribal. The problem is, not only is Satyr Tribal bad, which that's not a problem for me. I don't mind playing bad decks. We play bad decks all the time. The problem really with Satyr Tribal is the deck was just boring. You play a lot of just like really bad Satyrs, and then you just try to attack with them, and there's not really any synergy. So it feels like you're playing Gruul Aggro, which already is not a very interesting deck, but you're playing a really bad version of Gruul Aggro that can't actually do anything cool. So I decided that going strictly Satyr Tribal wasn't the way to go. Instead, we do have some Satyrs to take advantage of Gallia's Lowered in Haste ability, but we're really built around Gallia's ability to discard cards, let us draw more cards. We got a ton of synergies with discarding through our deck, getting a bunch of damage, churning through our deck, doing really sweet things. So that's our plan for today. A quick reminder before we break down Gallia's Discard Party for Standard. If you enjoy this deck and you enjoy Against the Odds in general, it would be spectacular of you if you can take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Gallia's Discard Party, starting with Gallia of the Endless Dance. So as I said in the intro, Gallia, it's a Satyr Lord. It gives all our Satyrs +1/+1 in haste, and we do have some synergies with that. But really, the thing our deck is mostly built around is Gallia's ability to have 3 of our creatures attack, discard a card at random, draw 2 cards. What this deck really wants to do is discard a bunch of cards, as weird as that sounds, with kind of like looting and rummaging effects, which is going to trigger some of our other abilities, turn on some of our other cards to do really sweet things. So as far as Satyrs in our deck, we only really have 2. We have Satyr's Cunning, which is just a 1/1 can't block Satyr token for 1. The trick is, we can also escape it from our graveyard for 3 mana. That might not seem relevant, but remember, our deck is built around discarding cards. Like, that's the whole gimmick of our deck. So we're going to have a lot of cards in our graveyard, which means in the late game, we can potentially just keep casting this, keep making Satyrs, pumping them with Gallia, giving them haste, getting in. Our other Satyr is Careless Celebrant, which is especially good against aggro. It's just a 2/1 for 2, but when it dies, it deals 2 damage to a creature a planeswalker an opponent controls. So this means against something like Mono Red, we can play this, maybe trade it with an X1, and then also kill something out. So it's a good blocker against aggro, not as good against control, but against control, we can take it out, bring in some counter spells and whatnot. So this is our Satyr package. But what the deck has really tried to do is get Gallia going with the help of Glinthorn Buccaneer. So Glinthorn Buccaneer, a pretty unique card. Whenever we discard a card, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Also can let us rummage through our deck, discard a card, draw a card for 2 mana if it's attacking, and it's a hasty creature. So something like turn 1, make a Satyr token, turn 2 Gallia, turn 3 Glinthorn Buccaneer. We're attacking with our whole team, getting in a bunch of damage, and triggering Gallia to discard cards and draw cards, which is then triggering Glinthorn Buccaneer to get in more damage, so we can get some really aggressive starts. We also have some kind of combo-esque abilities with Glinthorn and our Gallia. So Nihab, Dreadhorde Champion, and also Cavalier of Flames are cards that allow us to literally discard our entire hand. Nihab, if we hit our opponent, we can discard any number of cards, draw that many cards, and make a bunch of mana. Cavalier lets us discard as many cards as we want when it comes into play. So if we could get our Glinthorn Buccaneer going, as we're playing Nihabs and Cavaliers and discarding our hand, we're getting in tons and tons of damage. Also being able to just like cast a ton of things with Nihab mana, get a bunch of lands in our graveyard for Cavalier. We also have Ox of Agonis, which kind of goes both ways. It is a card that we can cast to discard some cards, draw some cards. When it comes into play, discard our hand, draw 3 cards, so it triggers our Glinthorn Buccaneer. The other thing we can do is just discard it, and then in the late game, once we get 8 cards in our graveyard, which is pretty easy with Gallia, and with our Glinthorn Buccaneer, and with our Cavaliers, and all that kind of stuff, then we can get it back for 2 mana, discard more cards, draw more cards, get more triggers, keep going. Otherwise, Bag of Folding is pretty cute in this deck. Bag of Folding, whenever we discard a card, we get to exile it under Bag of Folding, and then for 4 mana, we can sacrifice Bag of Folding, get all those cards back to our hand. it still triggers because it's not a replacement effect. The discarded card goes to the graveyard, so it's still going to trigger like our Glinthorn Buccaneer, and then it goes under Bag of Holding. So this does a couple of things. We can also just loot with Bag of Holding to trigger our discard stuff, but what we can do that's most exciting with Bag of Holding is do all of our discard shenanigans, get a whole bunch of cards under Bag of Holding, and then ultimate our one Planeswalker, which is Royal Syads. Royal Syads is really synergistic in this deck. It can loot, so it triggers all of our discard stuff, fills our graveyard. It can +1 to give a creature +2/+0 first strike and trample, which is a way we can like protect our Gallia, protect our Glinthorn Buccaneer, making them 4-powered first striking creatures, lets them attack through a lot more stuff. And then Royal Science is a Planeswalker, and it ultimates surprisingly often. Players don't really deal with Royal Science too much, so if we can get up to ultimate, we can get a bunch of cards under Bag of Holding, get all those cards back with the 4-mana ability of Bag of Holding, and then ultimate the Royal Scions for maybe even like 20 damage if we can get enough cards under Bag of Holding. Otherwise, Scorching Dragonfire, it's our removal spell, answers stuff like Annex permanently against Mono Red, gets rid of Cats permanently against Rakdos, and then Klothys is just kind of a value card. We got a lot of green and red mana symbols. We're putting a lot of cards in our graveyard, so Klothys can gain us some life, it can make us some mana, and also eventually turn into a 4/5 indestructible. As far as our mana base, pretty straightforward. We get some temples for scrying in the early game. We don't have many 1-drops in our deck. A bunch of shock lands, couple of Fabled Passages, some basic lands. The sideboard breaks down pretty cleanly. We have Aethergust and Flamesweep, primarily for aggro like Mono Red. Aethergust also good against Nissa decks. We have Cindervines, which is mostly for Temur Reclamation, also decent against some control decks, and it just blows up artifacts and enchantments, can hit like a Fires of Invention or whatever. And then we have a bunch of control stuff, some counter spells, and also Shifting Ceratops, which are mostly for blue-white, but like the counter spells, also decent against Fires decks. So that's kind of how the sideboard breaks down. And that is Gallia's discard party for Standard, and that's our Against Odds deck for this week. So let's jump into the game, see if we can win some games by discarding cards with Gallia to trigger all these weird synergies. I'm excited to try this deck. It looks really fun. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and I will talk to you soon. Against the Odds time, we are playing some Temur discard, Temur Gallia discard. We're gonna keep this. We do need to hit another land, but I think that's okay. If we get a land, we get to Glinthorn Buccaneer, or we could draw Gallia to start drawing cards. And we have our discard stuff on the top end. And our opponent's mulliganing. We are going to want one more land, though, at some point, to get to these more expensive cards. Alright, Fabled Passage, go. Opponent. Alright, Temur, Wreck, Simic Ramp, something like that. We will grab a Mountain. Opponent scries to the bottom. Alright, play a land, play Careless Celebrant. Opponent's reading out like, okay, that's not very good. But it is a Satyr. Untap land for our opponent. Passes. Well, go to combat, attack. Hit our opponent. Careless Celebrant, part 2. Stomping Grounds, Satyr's Cunning. Gallia would actually be pretty sweet here. Opponent Growth Spirals, draws a card. Yeah, puts a land into play. Scries. Opponent. Thinking. Tap land. Good luck. If they name Gallia, oh no, opponent. They're probably going to name Gallia, aren't they? Do they figure it out? I mean, we've played a lot of, do they care about Gallia? Come on now. Main deck, Unmoored Ego on Gallia. Come on now, Magic Gods. Well, there goes our best Satyr. Play a land, play Nehab. Attacking. I mean, we might be fine, though, because our opponent just took a turn off to get rid of Gallia, and we actually have a clock going. So maybe we're going to be fine, even with that happening. Opponent, don't look at our Nehab like that. No hovering on Nehab. Hover on our Satyr token. If you wanna think about killing something, let's go with Satyr token. Or even Careless Celebrate. We're okay with that. Just not Nehab. Untap land down to 9. Nisa. Yeah. Untaps a land. Passes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's play Glinthorn Buccaneer. Go to combat. Everything at our opponent. We're gonna try to close out this game. So opponent blocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They block here. I think we got it. I think this worked. Opponent blocks. Unless they can play something. Opponent dead? Okay. Take that Nissa. Take that Unmoored Ego. Take away our Gallia, will you? All right, the Jakey beats. The Jakeyest of beats. Got the job done there, somehow. All right. So, opponent, yeah, we will bring in Ether Gust. And, what do we cut? We can probably go down like an Ox. Couple of Scorching Dragon Fires. Clothis is probably fine. Maybe we go down one Satyr Cunning. Do we also want negates? Possibly? Maybe we go down all the Scorching Dragon Fires and bring in the negates too. I mean, that kind of worked. Somehow. We'll take it. We'll take it how we get it with this deck. About it. Ooh. Alright. Gallia and Royal Scions we'll keep. Could use some more creatures eventually, but I mean, we can use Royal Scions to loot away stuff we don't want. Seems fine. Opponent, Scryland. Well, we will Scryland. Definitely keeping Ether Gust, for sure. Booted. Tapland. Well, play them out, and Gallia. Start beating down. Boom. 18. Go. Unmoored ego me, will ya? Gallia's back for revenge after getting egoed in game 1. Boat it. Okay, gonna try again. Goes with Gallia anyway, sure. That is acceptable. Yeah. I don't know about this Unmoored Ego plan, but we will play Steam Vents. We will play Royal Scions. We will pump Gallia. Hit our opponent. Pass the turn. Tap land for our opponent. And Uro. Yeah, Uro's a good card. Not close to coming back, though, thankfully. Draws a card. Gains some life. Puts a land into play. Well, I think we stay aggro. Go to combat. Hit our opponent. Down to 13. Temple of Epiphany. We already have 2 Cavaliers. We will put that one to the bottom. Pass the turn. Opponent does know about the Ether Gust, which makes it a little less good. Opponent. Gallia's partying her way to some damage in this game. Gallia's hit for 10 already, although the Uro's slowing us down with the killing our opponent plan. Opponent scries to the top. And Ritual of Soot. Sure. Opponent passes. Well, untap land. Glinthorn Buccaneer. Let's loot this time. Discard Royal Scions. Ping ya. Technically, this costs us 1 point of damage, but it gets rid of the extra Royal Scions, so I think it's worth it. Opponent's down to 10. Cavalier Flames is actually a decent amount. Yes. Ether Gust you. Got him! Huh! Huh! Gallia! It worked! Teamer discard! Taking down Nissas and Unmoored Egos and Sweepers. That was pretty sweet. That was actually very sweet. All right, it's a janky plan, but it's working. It's working. Sweet. All right. Against the odds time, we are playing some Teamer discard in standard, and well, all right, this sounds kind of sweet. We get Gallia into Glinthorn, and then the Glinthorns will start dealing damage, hopefully, and then Neheb can finish things off. Well, we'll see. I mean, if our opponent has a bunch of removal, things get worse, but this sounds kind of sweet. Kind of what we're trying to do. Gallia, discard to trigger Glinthorn Buccaneers. Ooh, opponent's doing some mulligans. Uh-huh. You never know with mulligans these days. Does our opponent have bad hands? Are they trying to find Fires of Invention or Wilderness Reclamation? Hard to say with certainty. All right, opponent. All right. Fatal Passage, go. What is our opponent on? Alright, opponent's playing Control. Alright, this will be interesting. Well, we do have a lot of hasty threats. Grab a mountain. Opponent leaves it on top. Well, we will play Breeding Pool. Untapped. Gallia. Hitcha. Down to 18. Opponent. Another Scryland to the top. Well, play the mountain. Glinthorn Buccaneer. Hitcha. Down to 14. Planes for our opponent. And yeah, this does mean wraths are a concern. Banishing Light on Glinthorn. Well, Glinthorn. Scryland. Cavalier's got to go bottom. We don't have the lands for it. Hit ya. Down to 10. Does our opponent have a Wrath? Please no. Opponent passes. Well, go to combat. Attack. Do we want to do anything? Yeah, let's not play more things. Let's discard Neheb. Ping our opponent. Down to 9. This will stock the graveyard for Ox. Ooh, Cavalier. I'll discard Ox. Ping our opponent. Well, we have many Gallias. Opponent goes to 4. Play the Mountain. Pass the turn. All right, opponent. What do you got? Thirst for Meaning. Yeah. They got to find a Wrath. Land. Elspeth Conquers Death. This technically does keep our opponent alive. Oh, play Cavalier. Discard. Go to combat. Hit our opponent. Breeding Pool. Pass the turn. Land for our opponent. To Fairy. Oh, opponent needs 2 answers, though. And scoops it up! All right. Take it out, blue-white control. That was pretty impressive, actually. Especially in game 1. Okay, so we get to bring in 2 Mystical Disputes, 2 Negates, Shifting Ceratops, and possibly Cindervines. We can go down Careless Celebrants and Scorching Dragonfires. Yeah, let's bring in Cindervines. The only bad news is we don't have a super great way of dealing with Dream Trawler in specific. That is a card that is potentially problematic for us. Ooh. All right, I actually kind of like this hand. Cindervines will start taxing our opponent. We got a Gallia and a Royal Scions. Well, Fabled Passage, we're just going to crack it right now. Crack it, grab a Mountain, and pass turn. Royal Scions is probably one of our best cards in this matchup. Opponent, Birth. Gonna grab a Plains, yeah. Well, play Breeding Pool, get down Cindervines. Opponent, another Plains, and Vanishing Light, sure. Yeah, let's just Steam Vents Royal Scions. Start looting. Discard the Mountain, pass the turn. Alright, opponent finds their blue mana. So countering a Dream Trawler on the way down is one way we can potentially deal with it. Ooh, that is an issue. Arcane. What do we do about that? Well, play Bag of Folding. Ugh. Oh, that is a big issue. Loot. Discard Satyr's Cutting. Breeding Pool. Gallia. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so this is very bad. This Archon is going to probably be able to jank us out. Opponent. Going face. Gains some life. Hits us down to 11. Passes. Well, we will... How do we do this? Take up on Gallia. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent takes it. Back down to 20. Play Clothis. Yeah. Yes, Archon's good against us. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Well, now we are super duper dead. Yeah, Archon is not a card we actually came that prepared for, unfortunately. I'll play a Breeding Pool. Pass the turn. But yeah, our opponent's just gaining infinite Pegasus life here. Not infinite, but 7 a turn might as well be infinite for our deck. All right, opponent. Kill us. Do it. Attacks. Hits us. Sure. We go to 4. Opponent goes to 27. Yeah, there's no way we're going to 27 our opponent here. Boom. Gotcha. Take that, opponent. Well, we will... Ultimate Royal Scions. Kill the Archon. There's still the tokens, though, that we don't have an answer for. Play Glinthorn Buccaneer. Dispute it. Tap Lad. Attack. Opponent blocks. Yeah, the Archon did its damage, though. Those 2 Omens of the Sea. Opponent hits us. Yeah. And Teferi bounces Clothis. Yep, alright. So, well, beware of Archon. That is our lesson. I think we were in good shape this game if it wasn't for that Archon. Mystical Dispute, and yeah, we're officially dead. Alright, so Archon. We don't really have anything that specifically answers that, honestly. Alright. Well, run it back. At least we get to be on the play. That is the good news. We can't just kill this Archon easily, but we get to be on the play, and our opponent only has so many Archons, so maybe they don't draw Archon? I was worried about Dream Trawler, but Archon apparently is the bigger issue, or just as big of an issue if our opponent draws it. All right, we are on the play for game number 3 against Blue-White Control, and all right, go Royal Scions. Tap land, go. Opponent, keeping 7. Plays a land. Yeah, to the top. Well, play Cinder Vines. Ship the turn. Island. And a birth. Takes 1. Yeah. Well, we're going to get down our Royal Scions, which is nice. Land, Royal Scions. Loot. Discard. Red. Discard Breeding Pool. Pass the turn. See what our opponent has. Land. Oh, I'm really worried about that Archon. Opponent, passing. Well, let's loot. Discard Ox. Play a tap land. Yeah, I think because this is the turn that the Archon can come down, I think we need to leave up a counter here. Omen of the Sea. Opponent takes 1. Not going to counter that. Yeah, the Archon is something we're very concerned about. Opponent, 1 on top. Yep. Well, Cindervines is doing a bit of work. Opponent gains some life. Well, I guess that undoes our work. Back up to 20. Land. Teferi. Yeah, let's try to counter it. Alright, opponent counters back. Yep. Gets it to Teferi. Takes up. Alright, well, we untap. We draw Clothis. Well, let's loot. How do we want to do this, actually? There's a Teferi. Yeah, let's loot. Discard Glinthorn Buccaneer. Breeding Pool untapped. Cinder Vines. Clothis. Pass the turn. Alright, let's see what our opponent has. Wow, takes up to Teferi. Interesting. And passes. Well, we will exile Mystical Dispute. Ultimate Royal Scions. Kill Teferi. Play Cindervines. Number 3. Opponent counters, but they take a beating. Yeah. Sure. Well, Steam Vents untapped. Gallia. Turns on Clothis. Attack with Clothis. And I guess Gallia. Get in the damage where we can. Opponent takes it to 8. Oh, we're so close. Pass the turn. Oh my god. Does our opponent find Dream Trawler is the question. If our opponent does, we are just short of lethal. 1 on top. We can hit for 2. Oh man, this is close. This is so close. Land. Shatter the Sky while we will negate. Ping. Untap. Oh, I think we got it. Post scoops it up. Woo! Taking out Blue-White Control with Gallia. All right. Cindervines in the sideboard. Doing things. Huh. All right. That was good. That was pretty sweet, I will say. Sweet. Sorry. All right. Against the odds time, we are playing some Teamer Discard. Teamer Gallia in Standard. And what's our hand look like? Alright. We'll keep this. This is not a super exciting... Ugh. Alright. Get scarier against Mono Red. Yeah, Mono Red on the draw with this hand's going to be tough. This is not a fast hand. Oh, boy. Not a fast hand. Opponent gets in and hits us. Down to 18. Well, bag of folding. Yeah, looking pretty clear this is going to be too slow on the draw. Opponent. Mountain. Shocks our face, grows a Steamkin. Oh, we can't even do anything next turn. Light up the stage. Annex and light. Oh, boy. So I can light up the stage, attack, and then play Annex off the Steamkin? Yeah, this is bad in several different ways. I guess I could also play the Phoenix of Ash now, but that's less none of this really matters, because there's no way we can actually catch up from this point. Annex. There's a Gallia, but we're at 10. Yeah, we're dead. All right. Well, we kept a slow hand. It was mono red on the with us being on the draw, so that's just not gonna work out very well. Thankfully, we do have some good sideboard cards for this matchup, which will hopefully improve it. Can take out some of the slow, expensive stuff, bring in some more removal, and see. Hopefully that's enough, perhaps. We get to bring in 2 Flame Sweeps. We get to bring in 4 Ether Gusts. We get to go down an Ox. I guess Clothis is probably fine. Like, the life gain is nice. We're going to have to go down the Satyr's Cunnings and I think a couple Bag of Holdings. Maybe like a Cavalier of Flames, and I kind of want to keep Careless Celebrant. It's actually a good blocker against mono red. All right, let's try it like that. We get a bunch more removal, trim stuff that can't block, and expensive stuff to hopefully speed up the deck a bit. And we get to be on the draw, or on the play for game 2, which should help. We get to play first. All right. Well, this hand is better just because we have Flame Sweep, so we should be able to... do we want Temple? I'm going to say no. So we should be able to clear the board on turn 3, hopefully. Opponent plays a Mountain, which is before Annex can come down. Fervent Champion, yeah. Gets it. Steam Vent Stap. Yeah, I think we wait on Careless Celebrant. Land for our opponent. Gets in, hits us. Are we firing off pump spells? All right, Rhyme Rock Knight. Down to 16. And... light up the stage for a shock and a land. Can we keep waiting? The problem is, if we keep waiting, our opponent can play Annex. Let's play Careless Celebrant. I think we're going to keep waiting. Careless Celebrant, tap land. I guess Careless Celebrant is actually kind of an Annex answer-ish. It gives us enough damage that we can kill an Annex with the Flame Sweep. Land for our opponent. Attacks. Yeah, we'll take one. We could trade here, but I don't think it's worth it yet. Opponent. Another Rhyme Rock. Hits us 13. And I guess our opponent's got to cast a Shock. Alright, Shocks. Well, we'll kill the Fervent Champion. Now, play Glinthorn Buccaneer. Steam Vents. Hit our opponent to 18. Land for our opponent. We're kind of hoping our opponent just goes double Rimrock, and then we can Flame Sweep, and life is pretty sweet. We can Flame Sweep Careless Celebrant, and then set up for Ox to refuel the next turn. That seems decent. Robber of the Rich. All right, this is fine, too. Robber of the Rich, opponent gets in, hits us, gets rid of a land. Well, we will Flame Sweep. Go to combat, attack, crack, take a Forest, Careless Celebrant, pass the turn. All right, that's not bad. We're not in the worst of shape, especially with this Ether Gust. Opponent. Phoenix of Ash. Well, that does chip in for some damage, down to 9. And Rhyme Rock Knight. Ooh, Royal Scions. Well, play Royal Scion. 3 cards in our graveyard. We're still a ways away from... Yeah, let's play Royal Scions. Loot away Ox. Ping our opponent. And pass the turn. Land for our opponent. So this is a turn where Embercleave could come down, which is frightening. Opponent goes to combat. Face face. Well, we will block Knight. There's the Embercleave. Going on Phoenix. Well, we will get rid of Embercleave. This allows us to get rid of Embercleave from multiple turns, because Careless Celebrant dies, which then allows us to kill the Phoenix. 6 cards in the graveyard. All right, let's... Can we race? Not really. Let's loot with the Royal Scions. Flame Sweep is interesting. Discard Glinthorn Buccaneer. Ping our opponent. Play Celebrate. Go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Okay, so this means that Flame Sweep kills Careless Celebrate and we'll get rid of the Phoenix of Ash. And we're actually getting to the point where we can get back Ox, which is good, to refuel. We might be okay here, oddly. Considering our opponent had Embercleave. Oh, Torbrand. All right. That's actually fine, because we get to Flame Sweep, which hits Careless Celebrate, which gets rid of Torbrand. We get to loot. Opponent's at what? 12? So this is 4. Actually, let's just Ox. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, what do we miss? Careless Celebrant? All right. Yep, get back Ox. Discard Satyr's Cunning, draw some cards. Ping our opponent with Glinthorn. Opponent goes to 11. Loot. Discard Cavalier. Ping our opponent. Go to combat. Hit our opponent. And pass turn. Leave up Ether Gust. And then I think we just win next turn. Wow. We're going to take down Mono Red here. Pretty impressive. We have not drawn a Gallia, but our discard synergies are doing their thing. Opponent. Phoenix of Ash. Returns. Yeah. That's acceptable. Opponent goes to combat. No attacks. Yeah, this is fine. Because we just get to ultimate, draw 4, and hit you for 8. Whoo! Alright. Teamer discard. No Gallia, no problem. Even against Mono Red. Well, that did not go horribly. Maybe this deck is actually, like, kind of sweet. I know it's not Satyrs, but Satyrs are just so bad. But it seems semi-effective, at least. Opponent did not have a horrible Mono Red draw. They had the Embercleave, they had a Torbrand, and we were still able to take it down. Alright. I think we gotta go down this other Satyr Cunning. Do we want Cindervines? Cindervines is a way we can kill an Embercleave. That might be worth it. Careless Celebrant Flame Sweep is sweet. Yeah, let's bring in a Cindervines. And, yeah, run it like that. That was surprisingly effective for our deck. One of the nice things about this deck is we get to just churn through our deck thanks to all of our rummaging and looting. Alright, we're going to keep this. Not as fast as we'd like, but we do have a removal spell, and we have a Careless Celebrant, which is kind of another removal spell. We do want lands. Alright, there's a Steam Vent, sure. We are going to be shocking ourselves a bit, unfortunately. Land for our opponent. Steam Kid, yeah. Gets in, hits us. Down to 19. Well, play Breeding Pool. Pass the turn. Definitely going to be a little harder being on the draw. Opponent, land. Goes to combat, attacks. Pings us. Down to 13. Alright, let's kill this Steam Kid. Well, that's our opponent hit. Light up the stage, Fervent Champion. Yeah, this is looking sketchy. Light up the stage. More light up the stages. That's a lot of light up the stages. Light up the stage. Oh. Alright, yeah, I think we are relatively dead now. Opponent just got to draw so many cards. That was 3 mana, draw 6. So they get to claim the Firstborn, double Fervent Champion, hit us for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And yeah, I'm having a hard time seeing a way out of this now. Well, we showed that we can keep up with Mono Red. Losing the die roll is unfortunate, and chaining together, and being able to chain together all those light up the stages, even more unfortunate, but yeah, pass the turn. Opponent still has a million cards in hand. Annex. Oh, alright, yep. Well, we lost the die roll, and opponent just had an absurd hand. On to the next. Alright, against the odds time, we are playing some Teamer Gallia discard in standard, and alright, boom. Satyr's Cunning, gonna get ya. Opponent, Temple of Deceit. Yeah. Now, play the land, play Gallia. Get in for 4. Opponent, what you got? Plains. Birth. This is actually pretty fine. Ooh, Glinthorn Buccaneer. I think we actually play that over Celebrate. So, Steam Vents, Glinthorn Buccaneer. Get in for 6, Gallia. Draws a couple lands, opponent down to 9. Okay. Plains, and Teferi. What's Teferi gonna do, though? Bounces Gallia, sure. Well, let's Fabled Passage, crack it. Take a Forest. Gallia. Everything at our opponent. Yeah. Gallia triggers. Draw some cards. Glinthorn Buccaneer. Discard a mountain. Trigger. Alright, opponent's a 7. Like, this was a pretty good start for our deck. Opponent blocks. Goes to 3. So our opponent needs a Wrath just to stay alive. And then if they have a Wrath, Glinthorn Buccaneer finishes it off, I believe. Opponent takes up to Fairy. Oh, opponent was up to 5, though. Ugh, yeah, that birth. Back to 3. How do we do this? So if our opponent has Shatter the Sky, well, play Bag of Holding. Resolves. Fabled Passage. Go to combat. All right, opponent, you got the Wrath? All right, opponent does have the Wrath, which is not great. Yeah, well, crack this. Grab a mountain. Nehab. Pass the turn, see what else our opponent's got. We got him to 3, but can we finish this off somehow? Opponent takes up to Fairy. And scoops it up! Oh, there we go! Taking out Esper with the fast Gallia start. This deck's actually kind of sweet. Being able to take down control game 1 is nice, because now we get to bring in a bunch of stuff that should be good against our opponent's deck, and go down a bunch of stuff like Scorching Dragonfire, which is not optimal. Alright, boom. Run it like that. That was a pretty sweet start. That was about as fast as we could kill someone. I mean, Gallia does offer a lot of damage when we just randomly have a bunch of hasty satyrs. Like, that can pressure pretty good. The problem is if we don't have Gallia, satyrs are so underpowered. Which is why we have the mixture of satyrs and discard synergies to try to have some powerful cards in our deck. Okay, we'll keep this. Sure. See what land we draw. Little awkward that we need blue for this, but we have this Fabled Passage. Yeah, we'll see. Opponent. Watery Grave. Alright, that makes it easy. So we will play Steambent's Bag of Holding. Pass the turn. Plains for our opponent. And Birth. Yeah. Play the land. Play Gallia. Get in for 2. Opponent. Tap land. Negate a... Let's play Stomping Grounds tapped and pass the turn. Since we have these counters, I kind of want to leave them up. Omen of the Sea. Yeah. I guess there's maybe some argument to playing the untap land so we can Mystical Dispute a non-blue spell, but I assume most of what our opponent could play would be blue. That would be problematic. Tap land. Oath of Gaia. Yeah, let's counter that. And then we get to untap, Fabled Passage, crack it. Grab a island. Play Royal Scions. Take up on Gallia, go attacking. Opponent down to 16, okay. Plains for our opponent. And what you got? Okay, takes down Royal Scions. That is a bummer. To the top. Alright. Opponent. No, Steam Vents, untapped. Glinthorn Buccaneer. Go to combat. Attack. Yeah, opponent blocks. We're not going to do anything else because we want to leave up Mystical Dispute for Dream Trawler, potentially. Opponent draws. If we don't have to counter, then we can loot and trigger and Teferi. Yeah, we'll Mystical Dispute that. What you got, opponent? Untap land. Ooh, Treacherous Blessing. That is risky. Well, let's loot first to see if we can hit a hasty creature. Loot with Bag of Holding. We cannot. Get rid of Gallia. Trigger. Steam Vents untapped. Go attacking. Loot. With Glinthorn Buccaneer. Trigger. Loot with Glinthorn Buccaneer. Trigger. Alright. Opponent blocks. Goes to 7. What do they have? They are going to have to get rid of the Treacherous Blessing at some point. Like, if we can pressure our opponent enough, we can lock them under their Treacherous Blessing. But they do have Oath of Kaya's and whatnot. And Teferi's, so they have ways they can get rid of it. Opponent goes to 6. Let's see if they go after our stuff or if they got to get rid of Treacherous Blessing. Opponent. Going to bounce Glinthorn Buccaneer, draw a card, sure. And Oath of Kaya. Alright, so those were good ones for our opponent. Hits Gallia. Passes. Temple. What do we have under this? 2 lands. How many lands are in our graveyard? 1? How do we do this? Yeah, let's sack Bag of Holding. Get our stuff back. Play a Mountain. Glinthorn Buccaneer. Pass the turn. If we can somehow resolve this Cavalier of Flames, things are pretty exciting. Especially with this Glinthorn Buccaneer out. Opponent. What do you got? Elspeth Conquers Death. Okay. Gets rid of Glinthorn Buccaneer. But taps our opponent way down. Opponent plays a tap land. Ooh, another one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, wait. 1, 2, 3. Alright, play Glinthorn Buccaneer. Play Glinthorn Buccaneer. Shock ourselves. Cavalier of Flames. Discard. Keep Gallia. Opponent to 6. No attacks. The pressure is on! The pressure is on! Opponent takes it up. What's next on our opponent's list? Swamp. 3 cards in hand. Takes up to Fairy. Opponent. They do have that Treacherous Blessing they gotta worry about. Another Teferi goes to 5. Bounces our Cavalier, draws a card. And opponent passes. Well, Glinthorn Buccaneer. Stomping Grounds untapped. Gallia. Oh! No! Wow! Alright. Alright, alright. Oh. Gets back a Teferi. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. Opponent. Gets rid of the Treacherous Blessing. Land. Well, do they have a counter? Opponent scoops it up! Whoa! Through the rest! Through the rest! That is the discard power. Yes, yes, yes. Whoo! Wow. Oh, that last turn would have been so sweet with Gallia and double Buccaneer, but we still got there. Pretty resilient, apparently. Sweet. All right. Against the odds time, we are playing some Teamer discard. Up against the cats in the ovens, eh? Well, Temple. I guess we'll keep Ox because we're probably going to be able to discard it. We have this Nehab, and we have Glinthorn Buccaneer. Opponent gets it, hits us. So this is, it's going to be interesting. We'll see if it's, alright, looks like Rakdos. I guess it could still be Jund. Do they have the oven? More Cauldron Familiars, yeah. Oh, and the oven. Alright, well. So this is a thing that's going to be happening for a while. Let's play Careless Celebrant. Although, unfortunately, Careless Celebrant not very good against Cauldron Familiar. 1 toughness means it can't even block. And killing a Cauldron Familiar doesn't do much. If our opponent can also add a Mayhem Devil to the mix, we're probably in a smidge of trouble. Yeah, Cat doing its thing, down to 16. Opponent goes to combat, hits us, down to 14. We will not... Will we block? Yeah, there's not really any point. Yeah. Down to 14. We would like to kill a priest or something a little more relevant. Oh, please no Mayhem Devil. Or Xmati Reveler. Alright. Well, at least it's not a Mayhem Devil. And next turn we can start playing things. Well, Stomping Grounds, Glinthorn Buccaneer. Going to stay on defense this turn. We're all the way down to 12, and we don't have an easy way to gain back life. And we're taking damage from this every turn. Yeah, cat, again, down to 11. This is not a deck I really built with in mind too much because it seems like it's on the downswing, but... Whoa, Strider, yeah. And a Swamp. Well, opponent's almost out of cards. I guess that's good. And we get to play a Neheb. Neheb can do sweet things if it sticks. Well, play a land. Neheb. Dreadhorde Champion. We would love to discard our hand. That would be pretty wonderful. Well, pass the turn. Definitely got to hope this isn't a Mayhem Devil type effect. If it is, we are wrecked. Opponent, yeah. Cat, doing its thing. Hits us. Down to 10. Sure. Yeah, what's this last card hanging out in hand? Opponent's going to sack to Scry, looking for the Mayhem Devil. Do they find it? Yeah, they found something. Leaves it on top, untaps. Sacks a cat. Gets back a cat. Rixamati Reveler to refuel. Discards a priest, draws some cards. Well, we got to make this turn sweet. Opponent passes. Gallia's sweet. Play Gallia. Fabled Passage. Crack it. Party time. I don't know if we can party through this amount of defense, though. Go to combat. Attack. Loot. Opponent's at 26, too. Yeah. Discard a land. Draw a couple cards. Opponent takes a hit. Blocks. Alright, sure. So... Stuff dies, but we do get the Neheb trigger. Opponent sacks the cat to the bottom. What do we discard is the question. 3 cards in the graveyard. Yeah, let's discard everything. Discard everything, make some mana. Get a bunch of triggers. Play Glinthorn Buccaneer. Celebrant. Satyr Cunning. Alright, pass the turn! Are we dead is the question. Opponent. I mean, with 2 Glinthorn Buccaneers and an Ox, we could potentially do some sweet things next turn. Opponent. Drew a bunch of cards. Claim the Firstborn. Alright, that's annoying. Annoying draw. Sacks it. To kill Gallia. Well, we have another one of those. To the bottom. Gutter Bones. Yeah. Well, that could have went a lot worse. We're kind of in this somehow. Well, let's see it, opponent. We're coming for you. Opponent passes. We draw an Ox. Well, Gallia. Go to combat. Attack. Trigger. Loot and draw. Discard the Ox. Draw some cards. Trigger. Opponent. Blocks. Yeah. Sacks a cat. Sure. Opponent goes to 9. Well, we will Ox. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do we even care about Satyr's Cunning? Alright. Yep. Exile stuff. Get back an Ox. Discard cards. Trigger Glinthorn. Temple. Bag of Holding. Alright, this is it. Opponent's got to kill us this turn. Can they do it? We're at 9. They get back the cat. We go to 8. We only have the Ox on defense. Opponent untaps. We do have the win if we get to untap here. Glinthorn Buccaneer and Gallia doing their thing. Like, with 2 Glinthorns, we just start discarding cards and trigger a bunch of stuff and win that way. I can't believe this is actually working. Opponent thinking. 3 cards in hand. What are they? Opponent scoops it up. Whoo! Okay. Opponent had the cats in the ovens, but we just discarded our way to victory. Alright. Well, against Cat Oven, yeah, this is a deck we did not come super duper prepared for. We'll go down a Satyr Cunning. Scorching Dragonfire is pretty good here. Clothis is good. Maybe we go down an Ox. Trim some Bag of Holdings. Go up 2 Flame Sweeps, 2 Cinder Vines. Actually, maybe we gotta cut all the Satyr's Cunnings. Let's go 3 Cinder Vines. Being able to get rid of the oven is relevant, because it also shuts down our opponent from stealing our creatures and sacking them as easily. Alright, well, I mean, we're up a game, which is where we want to be. Alright, we'll keep this. Gonna need another land or 2, but Swamp for our opponent. Cauldron Familiar. Well, tap land, go. There's the party girl. Some for our opponent. Cauldron Familiar Part 2. Gets in. Well, play the mountain, play Gallia. Get in. Hit our opponent. Come on, woo! Cauldron Familiar Tribal. Come on, lands. Opponent gets in. It says 14. Well, Careless Celebrant. No attacks. Alright, there's a priest, but we have an answer for it. Ooh, and there's a land. Well, Scorching Dragonfire. Get rid of the priest. Tap land. No attacks. Come on, another red source. Opponent. Temple. Scries. To the bottom. Passes. I'll play Royal Scions. Loot. Discard. Let's discard Ox. Temple of Abandon. Scry. Bag of Holding Bottom. Pass the turn. Opponent. We're getting close to doing cool things. One more creature and we can start triggering Gallia. Alright, there's a Mayhem Devil. Well, loot with Royal Scions. Discard Breeding Pool. Play Neheb. Temple. Cindervine's bottom for now. Pass the turn. Alright, what can our opponent do with this Mayhem Devil? How much damage can they deal? Tap land. Hopefully they don't have a sack outlet. That's a lot of damage. Oh, if we can attack next turn, we can have a pretty explosive turn. Holding on to the additional Gallia because Gallia is probably the first creature our opponent can kill. To the top. Alright, what else you got? Okay, there's a Woe Strider. Well, that does let our opponent do things. Yeah, we'll see. Opponent. Passing. Well, let's loot with Royal Scions. Yeah, loot with Royal Scions. Discard Gallia. Go to combat. Attack. Trigger Gallia. Yeah. Ooh, Scorching Dragonfire is nice. That is a good draw. Opponent. Blocks. Blocks. We really want this Neheb hit. Blocks and blocks. Okay. And then opponent's gonna, like, sack everything to kill Neheb? Sacks. Yeah, it looks like the plan. I think this is okay, though. We don't get the Neheb hit, but we're gonna have a Royal Scions. We're gonna be able to Scorching Dragonfire the Mayhem Devil. I think this works out in a weird way. Opponent found something they went on top, but that's okay. Sack, sack, sacks. Yep. Sure. So Neheb's gonna die. However, Woe Strider is gonna die. Then we get to get rid of the Mayhem Devil. And then we get to play Glinthorn Buccaneer. Scryland. We'll keep the island because that lets us haste this Cavalier past the turn. Opponent needs something pretty good here. Hasty Cavalier Royal Scions ultimate is a lot of damage. And we still have another Gallia. And this Ox is almost ready to come back. Alright, opponent. Yeah, gets rid of the Celebrant. That's fine. Passes. Well, step 1. Ultimate Royal Scions going at your face. Step 2. Fabled Passage. Crack it. Take a Mountain. Cavalier of Flame. Discard everything. Get a bunch of triggers. Haste up the team. What you got, opponent? Go attacking. Got removal? Got him! Whoa! Teamer discard! Taking down the cats and the ovens! And this deck's actually pretty sweet. I like this deck. I like it. Not bad, not bad. Well, alright. Sweet. So why don't we learn this week about Gallia's discard party in Standard, and overall the deck worked surprisingly well. We went 4-1 with our video matches. There was a match I didn't include against Teamer Reclamation where I just kind of like mana screwed and didn't do anything. So 4-2 overall, but that's a pretty reasonable record with a pretty rogue deck, and I was very impressed with the synergy and resilience of this deck. We played against control decks a couple of times, opponent had lots of wrath, and we were able to fight through with our weird card card advantage with this crazy Gallia Glinthorn Buccaneer kind of combo-esque ability, Cavaliers, Royal Scions. The deck is oddly synergistic, and even though the synergy that it's built around discarding your own cards for value isn't often a really powerful, like, top-tier synergy, it worked really well. Like, once our deck gets going, we just have so many cards in the graveyard, and we're getting Oxen back, and we're triggering Grinthorn, and Gallia's, like, hasting up our stuff, so it's a surprisingly synergistic and oddly effective deck. One of the big upsides of this deck is because we're in Teamer, we get access to some really good sideboard cards. Royal Scions is, like, the reason we're Teamer, because it is really strong in our deck, and it's synergistic with the discard plan, but we get access to the counter spells and so forth in our sideboard, so it felt like we actually have game. Like, we played mono red, we lost to mono red, our opponent was on the play that match, but we were competitive and we took a game off of mono red, so it felt like we actually had game against a lot of the meta. So even though the deck is really weird and janky and playing a lot of cards that other decks don't play, it's surprisingly powerful, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. We can do some really explosive pseudo combo stuff once it gets going, which is just a blast. So anyway, that's Gallia's discard party. That's Better Gets Odds for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.